Assalamu'alaikum, warahmatullahi, wabarakatuh. I trust everyone's all all five people watching this. Oh well, you know. I've been doing a lot of research for the past few days. I'm loading up my notes real quick. But I've been doing a lot of research, and I do know that I said that this video would probably entail me discussing the five pillars of Islam, but according to the course, it kind of suggested going through the six articles of imaan, which is faith, before we dive into the five pillars. So we'll just go through the six articles of imaan over the course of the next few days. I do know because there are six. Inshallah, I would like to upload the different beliefs or the different articles of iman throughout each day of this week. So I'll try my best to be consistent about that, because I was extremely excited on going through the whole five pillars thing, but again, I wasn't even thinking I would need to break this down, but all knowledge is good knowledge. So we'll begin. So the six articles of iman, which I said is also known as faith, is the foundation of Islam. And iman means our acceptance of all the beliefs which constitute the Islamic faith. So the requirements of faith are that you should believe in Allah SWT and His angels, and in His books, and in His prophets, and in the last day, and that you should believe in Allah SWT determination of good or of evil. So basically the decree of Allah SWT. So because there are six different articles that are subscribed to the religion of Islam, to break each one down would be too long for one video. So I just figured that, okay, since this will be the very first video, we'll just touch on the very first one. But I'll name all six of them. So we got number one, belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, belief in angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number three, belief in books of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number four, belief in prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number five, belief in the last day, And then lastly, at number six, we've got belief in the decree of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So because this is the very first one, we'll just touch on belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we got over here, the doctrine of God is the foundation of the religion of Islam and is central to teachings of the Holy Quran. God is the supreme being who exists independently of everything else. He is the sole creator of the universe, the maker of the heavens and earth. According to Islam, no event occurs in this universe without God's knowledge and implicit consent. He is the ultimate source of every action and happening, animate or inanimate. God created not only the galaxies and stars, but also the life form on this earth and elsewhere. He is the nourisher and sustainer of all creation. He is their Lord. Belief in God, the creator and the master of the universe, is common to all religions. But the Islamic name, Allah, in Arabic applies only to one God and to no one else. Islam advocates belief in the absolute unity of God in its entire purity at its very foundation. Oneness of God means that He is the God of all people, past, present, and future. And in the Holy Quran, it gives the important message that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. He is independent. He does not need any support. Everything depends on Him. He has no father and has no son or daughter. There's none like unto Him. There's none like unto Him. And then it gives a direct, I guess, chapter and the verse as well. It says in the Holy Quran, chapter 112, verses 2 to 5, it's basically conveying Islam stresses the need to have firm belief in various attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator and the controller of the universe. He is the Lord of all lords. He is the gracious, the merciful. He is the master of the day of judgment. And that is in, I'm assuming it's chapter 1, verse 1 to 4. And then we've got, for human beings, He is a very personal God. He listens to their supplications and prayers. Chapter 2, verse 187. He provides for all their needs. Chapter 42, verse 20. He overlooks their shortcomings and forgives their excesses. Chapter 39, verse 54. He is there whenever they need Him, in distress or prosperity. Chapter 13, verse 27. And He deals with creations with mercy, love, and compassion. Chapter 3, verse 31. So, to end it off, He cannot be seen with physical eyes, but He reveals Himself to man through His prophets and through the working of His attributes. Allah SWT is eternal and infinite. He lives today as He lived before and will continue to live hereafter. He speaks to people as He spoke in the past. All His attributes are everlasting. And I think it's really wild if you break it down, because I think everyone's had that mini debate or conversation with themselves and just thinking, like, how does the whole concept of God work? Like, how does someone exist before time and will continue existing after time and don't really need anything that we would need on the daily, like food, water, sleep? And how does one never face fatigue or illness as well? I think it's nuts. I don't think that I could ever grasp it. I don't think anyone really can. I think it's just one of those things like, hey, it is what it is. If you're going to be a part of this religion, then these are one of the things you're just going to have to accept. Whether you'll ever get an explanation, it's like, hey, you want to be over here, you gotta boom. And I fully accept that as well, because the whole idea of the universe just being created through a big bang and nothing else, there's too many detailed things, it's too complex for it to be an accident to me. Well, that's just my opinion. I do know that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but I truly believe that it's way too complex. Take Vaseline. You telling me all of this came from the Big Bang? Boom, plants, mini atoms, and whoop de whoop. We were fish, and then we started walking, and then built fires, built buildings, and we came down to Vaseline in 2025. Nah, bro. Everything was planned. Everything was planned from a supreme being. So I fully subscribe to this article of belief in Allah SWT being the one and only, Rabb of the heavens and earth. So I'm down. I fully agree. So this was this one. It wasn't really me trying to break down too much, because I feel like this is just a given to anyone in any religion. Whatever God you're going to believe in, most religions just have one. So the concept of just believing that God was there before time and will exist after time and is not conformed to the limits and bounds of time itself, that's just probably one of the easiest things to agree on when it comes to religion. So fully agree with this one. And then inshallah, the next video I post will be the second article, which is belief in the angels of Allah SWT. I have no idea what the course will be entailing about that, but I would like to find out. So until then, inshallah, upload that one as well. I hope everyone, all 5 people watching this, enjoy the rest of your wherever you are. Be safe.